I am redoing my entire blog and I have made a lot of changes to it. So for today's video, I want to show you everything that I have changed with my blog. So I've basically done an audit for my own blog. I have done a lot of blog audits for other people, so I decided to take that same mindset with my own blog and look at things objectively. And if you'd like me to do an audit for your blog, check out the link down below in the description for all the details on what I do. And this video here will be giving you a good idea of kind of all the steps that I take for a blog audit so you know what to expect. Now, the very first thing that I always check when I do an audit is the site speed, because that's really important for getting traffic to stay on your blog longer and ranking in Google, because that is a determining factor on if they rank your site on the first page of Google or not. Now, for my blog, I spent about a week auditing the different plugins that I have, checking the blog post, and trying to get my site to be as quick as possible. Now, if your blog doesn't load fast, or you don't even know how fast your blog loads, there are a few different websites that you can check your site speed on, one of them being PageSpeed Insights. And you need to make sure you are checking the speed for both the phone and the computer, because those are two different things that are really, really important. And if you find out that your site does load slow, you really want to fix that, because people don't want to wait for a site to load. So that can lead to higher bounce times, meaning people are just leaving your blog really quickly before it even fully loads because they just don't want to wait for it. Now, one of the biggest things that helped my blog load quicker was hosting my fonts locally, because fonts can really slow down your site speed. So if you've tried everything and you still don't know why your blog is loading slowly, Google how to check what fonts your blog is using and then how to host them locally, and that will really help you out. It might get a little complicated if you are not very tech savvy, but you can either ask ChatGPT to help you, because that's what I did, or you can just try to Google it, find a video, maybe something like that. And once I was done with that, I checked out the pictures on my blog, because large images can really slow down your site. So I updated all of my photos to make sure that they were the correct size and that they were a JPEG instead of a PNG, because a JPEG is a smaller digital file, so it loads a lot quicker than a PNG does. So the next place I moved on to was my homepage. And it's really hard to audit your own blog because you like the way that it looks because you were the one that did it. So what I did was I went to other blogs in my niche that were clearly successful to see what they did so that I can get ideas for how to audit and update my own homepage. So when I checked out my own homepage, I asked myself a few questions like, does this clearly represent my brand? Who was I helping? And if it navigated people to the right places? And right now, the answer to that is no. My call to actions were not as strong as they could be. I wasn't really leading people anywhere because I didn't have any place to lead people since I was restarting my blog. I took down a lot of my offers, so my homepage was pretty barren, but I knew that I was going to be revamping it and redoing it. So I just made a note to fix those things and figure out what I wanted to add to my homepage. And one of the things that really helped me visualize what I wanted my homepage to look like was simply drawing it out on a piece of paper. It is the crappiest drawing ever, but I have my call to action and the 3 different places that I want to send people, my about me, my course page, shop products, freebies. Like, I laid out what I wanted it to look like so that it was easier to visualize versus trying to just visualize it in my head. Because the idea of your homepage is you want to give people a brief overview of your best offers and the best places to send people. Your homepage is where you hook people. So I did this for the navigation bar as well. I drew out exactly the offers that I wanted to have in my navigation bar so that I could visualize it a lot easier. And there were still some pages and places that I wanted to send people that I didn't have created yet, but it made it easier to visualize and figure out that list of things that I needed to create because I drew it out this way and knew where I was taking people. And the next thing I looked at was my about page. So when you are creating an about page, it is important to understand that your about page really isn't that much about you. Now, you can add some fun anecdotes, you can add some quirky things about you or something that will help you connect with your audience, but you really don't need a lot about you. Your about page should still be about your audience. You still want it to be about how can I help them? How can I send them to my best offers? Now, one way that you can talk about yourself in your about page is your experiences, something that will get people to trust you. How long have you been doing this? Why should people listen to you? Build your authority on this page. But it's really still about your readers because they get to learn about you and why you're doing this and why they should trust you and the accolades that you've gotten over the years or your passion or whatever it is that's going to help your audience trust you. So in the end, you talking about yourself is still going to be geared towards why your audience should trust you and how it's going to help them out. Once I was done with that, I moved on to my blog post. I've been working on auditing my blog post for months at this point. So a lot has gone into updating my blog post. Now, this is normally where I put a heavy focus on blog audits because your blog posts are the most important part of your blog. That is where all of your readers are actually going to be landing. Most of them will never see your about page. Most of them will never see your homepage. Those pages are important, but your blog post is where most of your traffic is going to go. So you need to make sure that you have those really well done. So for me, I decided to figure out what blog posts I wanted to keep or delete, and then which ones I wanted to update first. And then I ordered them high priority, medium priority, and low priority. A lot of my posts needed to be gotten rid of because over the years, I had tried switching niches a lot and I wrote a lot of posts that were just off topic. So anything that was not with my current audience, I just got rid of because there was no point in having them. And it sucked because a lot of those posts were ranking on Google, they were doing well on Pinterest, and they were driving a lot of traffic. But that traffic was pointless because they weren't part of my ideal audience, so it didn't even matter. So if you want to do this for yourself and you want to audit your blog post, here's exactly what I did so that you can do it for yourself. So the first question that I asked myself was, does this blog post match my niche? And if the answer is no, it doesn't really matter how much traffic it has, just delete it. After that, I looked at how long are people reading my blog post. And there's an easy way to do this with Google Analytics. Let me show you. So when you open your Google Analytics 4, go down here to View Pages and Screens. First blog post I have here is the Pinterest monthly views are dropping, why and how to fix it. People are staying on this blog post 56 seconds. You can see the average engagement time per active user. And that sucks because I just updated this post. It's ranking like 5th on Google. It was doing well. I updated it. Apparently I did it wrong because now people are staying for 56 seconds instead of the 3 minutes or whatever they were staying. So all of these blog posts are ones that I'm going to update because if they're staying less than 30 seconds, there's genuinely no point of having that blog post. The ones that I just put on my blog recently, you can see which ones I have updated. My Pinterest services, people are staying 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Why does your blog post actually matter? People are staying for 3 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm aiming for 3 minutes or 3 minutes and 30 seconds for the average view time for people being on my blog. Because if people are staying on your blog for 30 seconds, they clearly didn't see some sort of value in it. There was some reason why they clicked off. So those are blog posts that you want to update because if you want to make money from that, if you want them to see other blog posts, if you want them to even buy your links or even see them, they need to be staying longer than 30 seconds. I use ChatGPT to help me order the blog post, and I made sure to give it any relevant information that it would need, like who I was helping, what I was trying to do with ordering the blog post, and the different offers that I had. Any affiliate marketing offers that I had, any products that I wanted to recommend, or any freebies that I had so that it could recommend to me what would be the best things to add into those blog posts. And then I gave it the few questions that I wanted to ask in order to figure out the order of my blog post. The first question that I asked was the post worth keeping? Is it evergreen and is it useful to my audience or should I just delete it? Then I asked myself, does this post have any traffic? And I used Google Analytics, searched for the blog post. If it wasn't on there, if it didn't have a lot of traffic, I made a note of that. How long were people staying on it, like I just showed you? And if the answer was not long, I knew that that post needed to be updated. I asked, was there any money-making opportunities on this post? And we determined if it was a high priority, a low priority, or a medium priority for the best opportunity to make money with that post. And then based on that, we decided that the ones that had high traffic, high monetization potential, or high update potential, those were the ones that would get updated first. And this was a really good exercise for me to do, and it really gave me a clear path on exactly what I needed to do next. So that's pretty much the full extent of the audit. It is pretty hard to juggle everything, so I am just doing the best that I can with what I have, and that's really all that you can do. But I am excited to see where things go. And I'm also excited to take you guys along the journey of me working through everything, figuring out what I want to do so that you can see the back end of how to start a blog and how to run a business. And if you want a blog audit of your own, make sure to check the link down below in the description. Like this video if you like, subscribe to my channel down below while you're there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.